Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We Are All Psychic. And today we have an amazing couple of guests. And hey, it's Carol Starr's Astrology series. And I have to ask both of you, there's only me, Missy is not here today. So I'm going to ask you both at the same time. Do you think we're all psychic?
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. In harmony.
What I'm going to do, keep talking. I have to turn off my phone. I forgot to turn my phone
Oh,
off.
yes. Good idea. I'm going to put mine under my chair here. And listeners and watchers, this is a video podcast on Spotify if you'd like to look at our faces. And Jennifer is on another planet that looks a lot like her, like she designed it. Very cool. Like she designed this planet. It's fascinating. So yes, we're back for Carol Starr's Astrology series. And this is our Scorpio podcast. And we decided after the last one we did, the first one we did was also the last one we did, Libra, almost, mostly Libra. And we decided we wanted to have a guest who was the sign we're discussing at every podcast. And if you listen to the podcast, you know Jennifer Love has her love series, Love and Metaphysics, Jennifer Love series. And she's a Scorpio. So if you didn't know that yet, you do know her. Now you know she's a Scorpio if you didn't know. And Carol's going to tell us all about Scorpio and rising and moon and
what's going to happen this year. And also,
yes,
I'm going to talk about the full moon. It's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be on election day.
Yeah, I know. That's so weird.
And that's going to be quite a day.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win. And we won't talk politics, of course. It used to be you could talk politics normally, but today you can't talk politics.
No, they don't. You get censored or somebody gets offended usually.
I know. And you see, it didn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, who cared? Today it's like a religion.
Well, sometimes people get really angry.
Yeah.
They get very angry. And it is not worth it. And so a lot of people don't talk about what they believe, and it's okay. It's better than getting into, people have got into vicious arguments and
horrible.
There's no point.
Yeah. That's not a discussion about something. That's a fight. Yeah.
But anyway, so
speaking of Scorpio,
want to talk about, you look like a Scorpio. Let's flash her up again. Absolutely. Jennifer, you look like a Scorpio.
How do I look like a Scorpio? What does a Scorpio look like?
Wouldn't you like to know? I'm teasing with you. Okay, there is a Scorpio look, and they absolutely, Scorpios come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and all that. But there is an intense. I know this word is used a lot with Scorpios. Okay, and it's very misleading. And Scorpios sometimes get a bad rap or a very good rap.
Right.
And the reality is, one of the nice qualities about Scorpios is they are intense, but they have the great sense of humor, fun to be around, interesting. And there's one really nice quality about Scorpios. They're interested. So many times
they want to know you.
Interested and interesting. And I can't tell you how many people I meet out there in the world. And I always know so much about them, and they know nothing about me, because people today are very wrapped up in themselves. Mm-hmm. And for me, I guess it's because of what we do and basically who I am. I'm interested in people. I want to know, not just because of your sign or anything. I want to know why you're in the work you're in. I want to know why you do.
Oh, I know. I love that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, what do you like? What's your favorite color? What do you like to drink? I like to know people.
Yeah.
But most people do not.
It is a curiosity. I have that same curiosity, but I've buried it for a long time. Yeah.
I do. And sometimes I have to be careful. I'm not interviewing somebody for a job.
Yeah. So yeah, I find that I can come across as a very intense person, but then also people find me to be also very mysterious. Like I don't reveal a lot when I first get to know someone.
Scorpio can be mysterious.
It's like a double-sided coin or whatever, I want to know everything about you, but I'm not going to let you know everything about me.
That is so right. I get you there. She's also a Scorpio girl. She's also a Scorpio rising.
Yes, I'm a Scorpio sun and
okay, so you're a double. And what's your moon?
Aquarius.
Wow. Now that's really interesting.
She's smart.
Aquarius makes you very talkative, also very outgoing, and also relating well to people, to the large groups of people. So there's a very few people that really know you, very few that you
Very
allow
true.
in.
Yes.
And I've had Scorpio friends, and Scorpio risings are really interesting. They'll back off a long time, and then once you become their friend, you are their friend. And it is such a nice quality. And I love my Scorpio friends. But they are intense about whether one of them is into dogs. And so she's intense about the dogs. Or somebody's intense about, there's so much intensity.
Passionate.
Yeah.
And passionate.
And this is
Yeah.
really
passionate about stuff.
Is not a bad quality. This is but your facial expressions, I'm not telling you I'd guess you were Scorpio. I'm not always good at that. But now that I know you are, yeah, you are.
Would have told you that.
Yeah, I've been told.
Would have guessed that. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think here. One of the things that planets Scorpio, I'm thinking right now here, Aries, Jupiter is in Pisces right now, and it's going to go back. It's been in Pisces all year off and on, and it's going to stay in Aries. So for you, thinking in your fifth house, I'm pardon my hands here. I'm trying to put the houses on here. And you have Scorpio rising Taurus. Okay. So
I pulled up my chart so I could tell you.
This is a year for your work. You are going to have some wonderful opportunities that you are totally unexpected. And it's going to stay with you for all of next year. You have some great things happening for you because you have that double Scorpio. So it's guaranteed.
Sweet.
I come with a guarantee.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, what direction?
Extra. If you pay extra for your reading, I give you a guarantee.
I have a money back guarantee for this reading.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me.
Scorpios are probably the most fun. I'm thinking back at all the Scorpios I've known, male and female. And of course, I love them. I do. I just, I have problems with two signs on the zodiac. When I get this, I'll probably get in trouble. I don't have problems with these signs, but when I'm having problems with somebody, they're always one of these two signs. They're either an Aquarius or they're Cancer. Yeah. And it's just that they're good people. It's not them. I don't understand the Aquarians. I don't understand.
Oh, no. And
the Cancers are, they're angry people. Very often, sometimes they're very angry
very emotional.
But in a negative way. Scorpios, I was explaining to Lisa of the water signs, which is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Pisces, their emotions are from their imagination and what they feel. Cancer are all about themselves, and Scorpios get emotional about what's happening around them. They more react to things. Okay, if you were living in a little room here with all your things around you and everything was going perfect, your emotions would not come out. But you go into the world and things happen and people do stuff, and your emotions come out, and you can get angry, upset, intense, and that is what will show with that. And of course, I don't know your whole chart, but your Aquarius moon sign, which is really cool, is much more universal and out there. And that's why you're so able to talk to a lot of people and do what you do. It's your Aquarian that allows you to help. You'd like to help the masses. I don't mean thousands, but you're out there to help as many as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's helped me a lot. She has. Whenever she does a love podcast, it helps me in a lot of ways. And she's helpful. And every sun sign Scorpio I've known, and I've been close with two females that were Scorpio. I loved them. They're just very sweet, and people never understand them. That seems to be the quality. Like everyone's trying to figure out who they are, and they're just who they are usually, or they're guarded.
They are who they are, and they are. Actually, they're. I always think back about this one guy who I worked with, and I won't go into the whole story. And he's a Scorpio. This is so typical of Scorpios. If I were to describe him to you, you think, oh God, his skin was bad. He was slightly bald. He wasn't built that well, but he had something about him that was so attractive that you just fell in love with him. And I had such a crush on him. I did. And I don't know what it was about him. I still to this day look back and wonder And I think Scorpios have magic about them. I do. I think they're magical.
Yeah, the mysteries. They got that magic. Fairy magic. I don't know, something.
And I think they have such a high success quotient. And they seem to get there. Sometimes it feels like they're not even working or doing anything, but they are all the time.
Yes.
Yes, all the time. With me, I'm always like, I'm always, I'm nuts. How I am. Crazy. I'm doing this and doing that. And, and the only thing is that Scorpios failure, they're very much like a Libra and with me. If something doesn't work out, we move on to the next. We figure a better way to make it happen, and you get discouraged for 5 minutes and move on. Yeah. And I think relationships I think that Scorpios, I'm going to laugh when I tell you some of the signs I think they're really good with. I think they're really good with Sagittarius.
That's shocking. That's shocking to me. My boyfriend is a Sagittarius, but I never thought that was a good pairing.
Yes.
But yes, my boyfriend is a Sagittarius.
And let me tell you why. Wait, I got to get my book out. No, I'm kidding. I just feel, first of all, I like the signs that are right next to each other like that.
Oh, really?
They're conjunct. Let me tell you why, because there's a lot of karma there. And I feel like those signs have been together in some past lifetime at some point.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, when you meet somebody that is like a Libra or a Sagittarius in your case, before or after, there is that. And what's so good about him is that he loves what you do and accepts it and thinks it's great.
Absolutely.
And he is so supportive of everything you do and doesn't have any problems with where you're going with it or what you're doing. And he just loves it. And not all guys would be like that at all. Yeah. And I think that he's, I don't know what he looks like, but I feel like.
Be psychic, Carol. Guess.
Yeah, I know. How tall are you?
Me? I'm 5'4".
Okay. So is he medium?
He's 5'11".
Yeah. Well, that's medium height.
Okay.
Yeah. And kind of medium stocky a little bit. Yeah. And is his hair thinning a little bit?
A little bit. He's got hair though.
Just a little bit. Brownish, lightish, kind of.
He's a redhead.
Oh, hey, I missed that one. Okay, I missed that. But we know it's thinning. We know but he's just really cute. He's got a smile that will win your heart off.
Yes, he's got a wonderful smile.
Oh, look at you. Yeah. How'd you know that, Carol?
I just know, and he's very loving.
And
you've been together how long?
A little over a year now.
Yeah, this is a really good relationship. Okay.
Yes.
It's like, what I feel from you is that I go by voices. That's how I do psychic stuff a lot. I tell my clients, when they talk to me on the phone and say a few words, I know what's going on in their life. They give it away. It's all there. It's all in their voice. And I think that you're just very calm right now. And I think that this is just, you got into this relationship. It was like a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift for you. And he's a wonderful guy. And he's super loving and super great and loves everything you do. And he just absolutely adores you.
He does.
She is nailing it, man. She's nailing it, Jennifer.
For sure.
I'm about to cry. I had to do something. She's like, I got him. She's getting you. She is beautiful.
Yes. Carol, absolutely the best relationship I've ever been in my entire life.
You're not living together yet, are you?
No, not yet.
But you will. Next year. Beginning of the year. Yeah,
that's really good.
You're thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it.
We just talked about it. Actually.
Did you? You talked about it?
Is there distance?
Not a ton. It's we're about 45 minutes away from each other. Yeah.
That's good. No, I meant you're not like in different. No.
Yeah,
but you're gonna be with him. Okay. What can I tell you?
I don't think that's bad news.
But and I told you when I was talking to you, maybe we won't talk about personal things if you don't want to.
No, me?
No.
Okay, is it okay if I say something? Yeah.
Oh,
When
to me or to Lisa?
To Lisa. I wrote you the other day. I asked you about Chris. I knew something was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have the psychic ability of names, dates, and places, and so many times people will, write to me and say, or talk and say, what's going on in my life? And I'm thinking, who the hell knows?
But Carol, what's interesting about that is you didn't hear my voice.
I didn't?
No, I texted you. We were writing.
No, I meant, but I know your voice.
But you have heard it. Oh, so once you have heard it, I thought you meant like as they're talking.
No, but at the way you write, when you write me, I know what's going on.
I can do that with writing too. Yeah, I do it better with writing.
We hadn't written in a day or two. And I said to you, what's going on with Chris? I asked something. Are you seeing Chris? I thought that something was going on with him. I just did.
It was a good thing. It was nothing bad.
But I think I have to ask people questions before I can.
Validation, and also it makes them more comfortable. It makes them more
honestly? Do you know when somebody? Maybe you do. Let's say you talk to somebody on the phone. Do you know immediately what's going on in their lives, or do you have to do your cards, or do you have to talk a little bit?
I have to talk a little bit, but I get a real quick flash. What about you, Jennifer?
It depends on the person because some people are very open and some people are very closed.
Me too.
So for me, it depends on the person, how quickly I can get a sense of what's going on.
That's exactly true for me. Like sometimes I have a wall of energy blocking them. I can't get past it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's why I said with voices. I hear the voice.
That's really cool, Carol. Even with writing, language.
But
language.
I do a lot of astrology readings where I have no contact with people at all.
Yeah.
And I always ask them to tell me what's important to them. And when they write it down, I can tell what kind of personality they are, where they're at, and what's going on in their lives. So I mix the astrology with my empathic feelings. And I don't do all the mumbo jumbo stuff that other astrologers do with the aspects. And this is going on. And that's happening because it isn't that. It's about their readings and it's about who they are, tells me about where they're going and what's going to happen to them.
It seems like astrology, just like tarot cards or palmistry, they're tools, and how you deliver the message is really
exactly.
Because I was just talking about this with Misty about, being we're going to start teaching classes, listeners and watchers. Woo! Hey. I'll tell you about that next time. But we're going to teach a palmistry class, and in palmistry, if you read the book about it, with this lines here are doing this, then this person's going to kill them. So, stuff like that. Yeah. But they don't say in palmistry that you can change it, but they say your lines can change. So it's kind of like they do change. I mean, your lines change your whole life, but it's just like there's no one delivering it. The books don't say you can change it, but you don't have to die. You're not gonna kill yourself for sure, but it's probably something you better watch out for. Is how I would deliver that, or if you have some mental health issues, get some help, and there's danger in your palm. There's a lot of ways, like astrology, you have to deliver what you see in the stars, and in the colors.
Death shows up every 2 years on your chart. And I feel like it's, and Scorpio, the 8th house is a Scorpio house, and it's death, but it's death and rebirth. It's the closing of one door and opening of another. Mm-hmm. And I think that Scorpios go through a lot of closed doors and a lot of open doors in life, more than most people do. A lot of change.
Yeah.
But how many times have I reinvented myself?
Right.
I can tell you.
I have. Oh my God.
It seems like Scorpios, a lot of them are nomadic. They like to travel. They'll live different places.
Jennifer, I've had 60 to 70 businesses and jobs in my life.
Wow.
Okay,
you win.
And 4 successes and a lot of level ones, a lot of failures. But I'm a new person. I'm just reinvention is who I am. Mm-hmm. Then you, Lisa. Oh my God. You're the most reinventable I know.
Me? What do you mean? I don't know. You mean because I really haven't been. This is like the only time I've reinvented myself. I've moved before, and that kind of how you have to reinvent yourself when you.
No, but you got to think about it. You emotionally reinvent yourself.
Oh yeah, that's happened a lot to me. About 3 times probably. Really and really, really reinvent.
Yeah. But you've been through a lot. You've had a lot. Yeah.
It feels like it. It feels like
no, it is. And I think I'm probably responsible for 90% of any problems I've had in life. I take the response. No, they're mine.
Aww.
Yeah, no, but that's okay. Because I think I've been really lucky and I've had a really good life. I really have. And good parents growing up. Everything has been really parents that love me, and of course I had a bad marriage. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just died.
Right. That sucks when you go separate ways, you part ways.
And it happens.
Your interests change, or you do change in your relationship.
But you know what, Jeff Bridges, Lloyd Bridges, Jeff Bridges' son. Yeah. He's been married for 40 some odd years, and his reasons for success, and this is very, very mundane, but very powerful. We stayed married. He just said, we stayed married. So every time would come up or problem, they stayed through it. And a lot of people don't stay through it.
Mm-hmm. That's what my parents say too. But they really loved each other. They never really grew apart. Yeah. They did everything together all their lives.
And they're still close.
But they had separate time. It's not like they were hip, like
right. No.
Yeah.
But they're a good couple together.
They consulted, they made decisions together, all the decisions, talk it out, stuff like that.
So you grew up in a comfortable home.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's good. And I did. And things came out later. My mother and father fought. Oh my God. They didn't get divorced, but found out some really uncomfortable things.
I did too later, so.
Yeah. But you know what, that's
every relationship gets that. Well, hey, we're discussing the mysteries and the depths.
Yeah.
Her energy is Jennifer's Scorpio energy, double Scorpio energy, making us talk about our personal selves.
No,
Where's the wine that Carol is drinking?
I'm gonna have a little wine.
Yeah, I've been told I have that.
For you.
I have
that ability to get people.
People just start talking about their whole life story. I just sit there and listen, and people I don't even know. Like I could be anywhere, waiting in line at Starbucks, and people just start telling me their whole life story. I just always chalk that up to being an empath.
But you know why
being
that
very
is.
sensitive.
Yeah. But you know why that is. Okay. Yeah. It's your eyes. You look at them. They suddenly trust you. And they have someone to talk to. Most people are off, their eyes are never meeting. They're off looking and talking and whatever. And because I know that I'm like that too, is that people will tell me, but that is who you are. And that's why you're good at what you do, is that you have that ability to show that side of yourself. And you're doing your perfect work. And when Scorpios do their perfect work, they're perfectly happy people. And if they're not doing their perfect work, they're not happy, and because I know people that are miserable in jobs for years and years and years, and I can never understand. I mean, I have quit jobs and not knowing where I'm going to pay for something.
Oh gosh, yes.
I was unhappy. Why be so unhappy?
Yeah, I couldn't do it either. Some people can do it though. Some people can just push through. I can't. I've never been.
I know, and I know people that work companies for 27 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my God. 27 years. That's like a death sentence.
That's like a really long marriage.
Okay.
So how are Scorpios how would they be known as, to me, they've always been known as the sexy sign. Everybody I know who says, I met him and he's a Scorpio. So the reputation Scorpios, men especially, have is that they ravish women and then they are the lover don Juans. And then leave.
What I do think, they have sort of like this guy I told you about who was a Scorpio.
The energy. Their energy is
they have that energy about them.
Magnetic.
Not all of them. Okay. And I think that I'm going to say it's more men. I think women are a little bit more, I'm going to use the word modest. They're a little more protective of themselves in a way, but men aren't.
Yes.
So they're going to show that really, and it doesn't mean that all Scorpios are sexy and you want to be with them, but many of them have this kind of way about them.
There's something there.
When I think about Ray, my friend Ray, and he even had some effeminate ways about him, and he certainly wasn't. There was nothing really physically attractive about this man. but there was just something about him that was
Something there, something there.
Oh my
A
God.
lot of Scorpios have that, and it's not sexy exactly, but it's
so
something.
taken by him.
It's like they have presence. They have like a black hole. You know, you want to get sucked into it. You want to, though. You know, it's interesting. They're intriguing, and it's just a lot about their energy. I knew a girl named Cookie in Phoenix. I went dancing with her one night, and she had every guy on the floor trying to dance with her. She had people coming up to me. Can you give her my card? I'd really like to take her out. 3 people gave me cards to give her.
Was she pretty or just average looking?
She was beautiful, but not, I mean, at that time she was a little overweight, but she was beautiful. I mean, she was pretty. And, but it was still, you know, she had this draw that she had that aura. And women, because one woman approached me about her. So I don't know. She just had a thing, and it was just a normal dance club. It wasn't like a meat market, and it was just watching it. Wow. And the other person I knew, April, who was a Scorpio, she was a best friend for a long time. She had, I'd known her when we were younger, in our early 20s too. And all the men loved her. All the boys loved her. But the thing I noticed with Scorpio women, and maybe men too, is the similarity I've seen in 2 of them is that they kind of they don't have to chase who they want, because everybody will want them, kind of. One, get to know them better at least, and they'll have a chance. Yeah. But the thing is, they never pick the one they want. They let them just come, and they just try different things.
That is really true.
They don't let them, they don't go after the one they really want, you know?
That's true. Yeah, I think that's probably got a lot of truth to it.
I feel that a lot for the ones I've known.
Yeah.
Who are Scorpios.
Would you like me to talk about the election day and a prediction?
Oh, yes.
What I feel?
Yes, please.
It's full moon. Okay, and I'm just basing this on my own feelings, not from the ads on TV but it is full moon, and full moons are bizarre. And it's just interesting that it's happening. And this is also called, I wrote this down. I want to, because I'd never heard this before, and I want to be sure I could. Okay, we are in let me see here. I want to get this right. It's called, it's called a bear. Just come on, Carol, here. Oh my God. Okay.
Bear with me.
I'll just say it. It's called something bear. Okay. And this is an eclipse that will not happen again for years. And so this is a big moment. The election, as it comes out, and it's also our anniversary. It's funny.
Your wedding anniversary is election day?
It's our anniversary that day, yeah. And said, I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're going to watch TV and see what comes in. I'm not going to say an upset, because I have this feeling that, if you don't mind if I mention what I think, that
I would love to hear what you have.
The Republicans,
I'm not very political, so, you know,
will win back either the House or the Senate. They will get one. I do feel like.
What do you think it is? Which one?
I think it's going to be the House.
Okay. You heard it here from Carol Starr. She predicts possibly, most likely, Republicans will take the House.
I think that if that's the case, you know, I feel like this year coming up is that we're going to see some changes back to some of the old ways of doing things. You know, I think that we've gotten pretty far out, and if you live near a border, we are near a border state, so we know what's going on around the borders, and it's pretty frightening. So I think that's going to get cleared up. I think they'll get that going. And I think we're going to see, I don't think it's going to be a landslide for either party. I think it's going to equal out, and I think it's going to be that way. But I do think that the Republicans will get some power back, and I do feel that. And I do think that our president, I'm going to give him a year, and he will not be functioning in office at all.
Why? Do you have a feeling about that? Why?
I just do, because he's, there's just a lot of things that are hidden, that are not talked about, but I just know that they're going on. I observe, I know things. I watch people, the way they walk and they talk and the way they are. And I know
you're psychic.
Yeah, it feels, and I don't think we're going to have this big change but I feel that there's going to be some changes. And I do think that we're going to see some easing up in the economy as far as gas prices. And I think that things are going to get better. I feel like they'll get better within the next 6 months to a year. I do. And I just, and of course, I'm hopeful too.
I have a feeling, I'm going to give a prediction. I have a feeling in December, and I got a little bit of this from my spirit guide, but I think in December, they're going to declare the pandemic an endemic. That's my guess. I think it's going to happen in December. Instead of being a pandemic,
it's going to get worse. Than in other words, it's going to get worse.
An endemic is just kind of like the flu. We live with it, and we have to kind of get around. It's
and
like
I think that
already is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We live still with precautions and stuff, but everybody got it. Yeah. Certain people are starting to get.
I think you're probably right there.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen in December.
I think it's had a much bigger impact on our lives than people are willing to live. I mean, you think about
huge
2 years, and we live in a small town. We were not affected like everybody.
Right.
We were out there. We were going to restaurants, at least eating outdoors and going to the grocery store. We didn't have this big city things.
Oh, horrible. Yeah.
We didn't have to worry about that here. And so, no, I think that we're going in for some change, some good stuff. I feel like that it's time. And I think I just have, I don't feel like doom and gloom. And I have felt that way before when all these things are crashing down. And part of it is I observe people, the way they talk, how they look, what is going on. And I just feel like that we're going to be okay.
Good. I hope so.
It's going to be okay. And there's going to be some balance. How do you put it? The balance?
No, it's interesting, Carol. You said something on another podcast, I think last podcast or another podcast. You said, yeah, I see happy things. You said, I don't see the scary bad stuff. She said, I just see the happy coming up for people.
Yeah.
When you do readings. Yeah. You still will give, I guess. Yeah.
I really don't get bad feelings about it. I mean, sometimes I get, like I had a friend who went to England to see her family, and I didn't hear from her, and she was going to write me. And I got concerned that she didn't call me when she got back. I didn't know whether, and I thought maybe something happened, but that's just a normal fear.
Yeah.
But I don't ever get bad feelings about people's lives. Occasionally, I know that my neighbor next door doesn't want to live anymore. He's gone through a lot, and I can feel, I'm in the room with him. I can feel this heavy, heavy feeling that if he had the courage or ability, he would end his life, but he'll keep on living and he'll keep on going, whatever. So I think that, I don't think that psychic ability is always definite.
No,
I don't psychic.
Oh no, things can change.
I agree.
Yeah. Was the best psychic I've ever gone. I wasn't even going to her. We were having dinner with her, and she would go to New York once a year.
Who's that?
I have her clients. I don't remember her name. And they would be like bank presidents. I mean, she saw me. I walked in the door, and there was some guy I was going to meet. I won't go into the story why. She said he's gay, and then she said you'll be getting married next year. You'll meet.
She just came up and told you.
She said he's tall, and he's in real estate, and he's musical, and he wears glasses, and he has long legs. So somebody fixed me up with Jim. I forgot all about that. And I met him on a blind date. And I'm thinking, God, he's talking about himself a lot. I don't like him. And he said, I really have a problem with fitting clothes because I got really long legs. And I thought, oh God, I have to marry him now.
Then you remembered.
Yeah. So I married him. And that was 37 years ago.
That's so funny.
So that reminds me of like people that, the psychic kind of plants the idea in your mind, and then you kind of make it happen.
Is it self-fulfilling prophecy?
So?
I want to do a podcast on self-fulfilling prophecy.
Jennifer, I thought about that. But I really forgot all about her, and I didn't think about getting married. I just gotten used to being single. And when I met him, it's not that I was madly in love at first sight, but I just kind of felt like he was going to be the one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
didn't know why, but yeah.
And I didn't know why. I didn't. And and I went back to his house that night. I didn't sleep with him. I wouldn't do that. That was naughty. But I went to Mexico with him. He had a house in Mexico, and we came back, and I said to him, I don't think I want to see you anymore because you talk about yourself. You're not interested in anything I would never talk like this. This is so not me.
She's told me this before.
He called me next day, and I'm listening to the phone message, and it said, "Hi, Carol." He said, "I'd like you to go to a party with me, but I mostly called up to find out all about your life." And I thought, I love him.
That's so cute. He did it fun too.
Because men can be selfish about, it's not that he talks about himself. He'll just take over and talk. And he has to remember to ask me what I'm doing, what's going on. And I think sometimes men need a little lesson in that, particularly after you've been married a long time.
Yeah, right. I still want to know what you do.
We're good.
Day.
I mean, this is the best time of our marriage. We've had some ups and downs and crazy stuff, but we are really good together, really happy.
Good. Yeah. I know you are. Yeah, he came in, listeners and watchers, before the show to give her a glass of wine, and he looks happy.
I have to pay him to do that. I paid him to do that. No, I'm kidding.
What did you pay him? Oh, I like that laugh. I guess we know. So speaking of Scorpio season and the mysteries.
Yes. Scorpios.
I have a question for you, Carol. Would you mind? You're really fast at reading charts sometimes. If Jennifer Love gave you her information, you have your birth stuff, your birth info.
Mm-hmm.
Would you look at her chart?
I can tell you a lot.
I have another question too. Okay. So listeners and watchers, we had an interruption and we are back with Jennifer's chart all over the place.
I'm looking. Oh, wow. I'm trying to see here. Okay. You got your first house with Scorpio and you have the sun in your first house. And let me see it. It's kind of, oh geez, let me see.
That's not the one I have. The one I have has Neptune and North Node in the first house.
No, I haven't seen. I do a different. This is the way I do mine.
Okay.
I do equal house, equal sign. I've always done this. It's simple and it works. I love it. So you've got the sun in there, and I believe, let me just make sure. I think I know you got Uranus, but I think that's in your 12th house. I'm gonna just. You've got to have Mercury in there too. Okay, so you got the sun in your first house. So life is about you and your emotions and how you see things, and everything's about the way you perceive your life. This is also interesting. You have a scattering of planets all over. So you get information from within and from without. And having the sun in your first house is always very powerful. So and it's perfect for Scorpio because you have total control on what goes on. Even though you may sometimes feel like you don't, you are the decision maker all the time, almost all the time. So I want to move on here because we got the North Node and Neptune in the second house, which is your house of money, your house of possessions, and how you feel about them. And I think that the North Node is that you're lucky with money. Okay, the North Node, the moon has a North Node, South Node. North Node is positive in this lifetime as opposed to lessons we've learned from past lifetimes. So your lesson in this lifetime is to deal with money and how you're dealing with it and how you're working with it and how you feel about your possessions and not to let them own you. And Neptune is the emotion. Is an emotional factor. I know this sounds really weird, but I don't have your whole chart. This is very general, even with your chart. So bear with me on that because I need more time sometimes.
Oh yeah, you're just glancing at it.
But Neptune is like this real emotional factor about money. You've got to have money to pay your bills. You have to have money for things, and I think I'm going to say I don't want to see you worry about them, but you are going to see to it that you are okay financially because it's part of your soul. Okay. And I'm going to jump here. I'm going to go to the houses where there's planets so I can, okay, you have the really important house in your chart is that you've got the moon is just at the end of your fourth house, and that's your home life. And it's hard to tell how your home life was. This was something that we would have discussion about, but your home life is your passion place. Okay, your home is where you have to be. And I know all of us feel our home is the place where we relax and rest and feel it, but it is really where you regenerate is in your home. And I think you work in your home a lot. Yeah. So I hope where you work is fixed up with your colors that you love. Everything should be beautiful around you where you work, or your work is not going to work for you. So you always have to be sure that the room, I'm not going to say totally tidy because mine isn't, but you have to have a certain sense of order where you are. Yeah.
It's
You
it's
said
under
that.
it's under
You said that before
construction.
the last podcast.
Yeah,
I
and
like
that's
that.
hard if there's, yeah. So real quickly, I want to move into the 5th house because you have Jupiter and the part of fortune in there. And that is, the part of fortune is a placement on the solar system, which is your path of life. And so, and also Jupiter is good luck. And in the 5th house is your ambition, mainly your ambition, your social life, and your creativity. And I don't know if you have anything you do outside of what you do that gets you away from your work, whether it's art or music or painting stones, or I hope you have something that has nothing to do with your work and your life, really important for you.
I dance, but it's also work because I teach. But
Okay.
It's definitely, a passion of mine. Yeah.
And it's important that you do that. It's not just for the exercise, but it's
it's not just exercise.
It's a passion that you have.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that is your path. And the dance is part of it. Actually, what the dance does for you, it is part of your spirit and helps you with your work. It's kind of tied together there. So we have your place of work. It's the 6th house. And what do we have in there? Let me get my glasses here. Okay, you've got the planet Chiron. I never pronounced it right. It was discovered in 1977, and it's a planet of healing. Your work is healing. And a lot of astrologers will have this whole story about, I don't like it. They treat it as a negative planet. I think it's really positive because this is where you heal. You heal with your work. You learn from your clients.
So, yeah, I like that. Instead of calling it the wounded whatever, it should be the healing whatever. Yeah.
It is a healing.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
And then onto your 7th house. And let me see here. I go on here. Taurus, have you been married before?
Yeah. Divorced, married and divorced. Yep.
Pardon?
Married and divorced. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Children?
Yes, I have a daughter.
You have a daughter. Okay. But I'm interested just to know what sign is your boyfriend?
What sign is my boyfriend?
Yeah. When is his birthday?
Sagittarius.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
But your first husband wasn't a Taurus, was he?
No, he was a Pisces.
Okay. That should have worked. I'm married to a Pisces, but I'm a Libra, so I can deal with it. No. Okay. I'm going to skip the 8th house, and I'm going to talk about, I want to get to the 9th house. And I know that this might be, as a spiritual person, I kind of said that, but what do you do spiritually for yourself?
What do I do spiritually for myself? I meditate. I have a personal connection to my own, guardian angel and my spirit guides. Okay. So, I have that, but I also, I feel like my dancing is also kind of like a spiritual thing for me. So that's kind of a different way to connect.
Yeah. Okay. So as you have, that you feel that you take, I like that you meditate, and
it's like a moving meditation.
Okay. But does it matter? Meditation is when your mind goes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we're going to move into your 10th house real quick. That's your house. That's the house of work, but the way people see you in business, and you've got not business in your line of work. And you've got Leo on the cusp of that. So it tells me that you're really good with your clients, and they really like you a lot, and you really are helping them. This is your life. You are doing your life's work, but you know that. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to move into the 12th house because you've got Mars in there, and Uranus is in there, and Pluto is in there. And that is a house that we don't understand real well. And it's sometimes called the house of self-undoing. It's your intuition. And it's also, how can I put this? It's about where your real core in life, how you feel about it. Well, really deep down, not the fact that you work as a spiritual advisor, but where are you with it? And you have Uranus in there. So one of the things about that, I'm sure you've got lots of weird clients. Okay. You're always going to connect with people that think outside the box. And you like that. That works really well for you, people. And you also, let me just see here again. Pluto, was interesting in there is that your 12th house is that you have Pluto in there, which is the ruler of your sun sign. So it just tells me that you're doing your life's work. And that shows up a lot. I've mentioned that a few times.
Mhm.
It shows up a lot. You are doing what you should be doing in this lifetime. Whether you've done other things, I'm sure you've had jobs and done some other stuff in your life of interest too. But you are at a point where you're doing where you are where you should be in your life. It's all coming together. And I'm sure there have been some rough patches along the way and issues. And I know all that. Nobody gets through life unscathed.
Especially not a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mars is that you fight for what's important to you. You'll always have that energy within you. If something doesn't feel right, you're going to make it happen to be right. You got a lot of power over yourself and over your emotions and over what you do. And so that's just a quick rundown. And I'm looking here.
I have a question about that 12th house. I love your description of it.
Yeah.
Would that say it was that she has a lot of planets in that 12th house? Would it say she's got a lot of passions? Like she's passionate about a lot of areas of life.
There's a lot of energy floating around in her mind. Okay. Yeah. And so, and always you trust your intuition. Your intuition is, I'm going to say it's right all the time. And be aware when anything doesn't feel even a little bit wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to examine it and not go in that direction.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. And so we've got Jupiter is leaving Pisces and it's going to go into Aries. And this is when I said to you that this year coming up is going to have some really big surprises and some interesting things going on in your career. And then you're not thinking about moving, are you, or leaving?
I'm only thinking about moving in with my boyfriend. That's what.
Yeah, well, there's going to be right now. Saturn right now is still retrograde.
Right.
Okay, it's going to be going direct. So that's why I said I think after the first of the year you'll be in a new. Either he'll be with you or you'll be. I don't know how you're going to work that, but you're going to have some changes in your living arrangement if you want them. See, we all have. And I always tell people.
Yeah.
Two things. Number one, it takes 25,000 years to duplicate your personal reading. Okay, so you're unique. And also it's a roadmap. You can go left, right, make a U-turn, go off the road if you want. You have total free will to make your choices in life. So that's basically that's my 10-minute rundown of your chart.
Thank you, Carol. That was so nice.
Really yes, cool. And the bill comes, PayPal is fine. No, I'm teasing.
He takes a high five. He takes a high five. I've done that, right?
We like PayPal, don't we?
Yeah. Everybody likes PayPal.
It works for me.
Oh, that's fun. I like to do.
I have a question, Carol. Yeah. Last question I have for you about Scorpio. I have Uranus in Scorpio. I know it's a generational thing. What does that mean for a generational? Because right now the Uranus is in Taurus, which is a weird place from what I read, and I've been experiencing.
I don't feel it's. But you know what?
What is that generation? What does that mean for that generation? Do you think
it stays there for 10 to 15 to 14 years, and I think that it's in Taurus right now. I don't feel like it's just what we're all experiencing right now.
Oh no, I mean just having. I meant like as my generation, who was we all like for the 12 years that have that placement of Uranus and Scorpio. Does that mean anything special to you?
It doesn't because it's the rest of the chart and who you are. And it
really does matter.
I really do that only when, like, let's say you're an Aquarius and that's your ruling planet, or like your boyfriend, Chris, he's got that really has it on his sun sign right now to Uranus, because it's his ruling planet.
Yeah.
But Aquarians are different in all ways. And that's why Uranus is so popular. There's a whole different thought pattern with Aquarians.
Yeah, there is.
Of course, there's a thought pattern different with all of us.
There sure is. Yeah.
Yes.
Really different with the Aquarians.
Okay. Now I'm tired of talking.
We got you. Thank you so much, Carol Starr. Thank you so much, Jennifer Love. Thank you so much. Our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get advice from psychics and empaths, Carol and Jennifer and me. Woo-hoo.
Okay. And Jennifer, great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
And we love you, because last time she just disappeared. So I'm doing this fast. Thank you. I'll put all their info in the description of the podcast. Peace.
Okay.